Hello, everyone. It's Jeremy Osterberger with BIC Magazine. Thank you for joining us. And I'm so excited to be talking to two real movers and shakers in industry. We have Nicole Davies, Senior Vice President, Business Development and Strategy, Energy Solutions at Fluor Corporation, and ECC Advisory Committee member, Allison Drobniak, who is also Senior Vice President, Chief of Staff, Office of the COO of S&B. Nicole and Allison, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having us, Jeremy.
Awesome. So, Nicole, let's get right into it. Look, what are some of the highlights visitors can expect from this year's conference?
Yeah, some of the highlights we have at ECC and is always kind of forms the foundation of our organization is really bringing together owners, contractors, suppliers to really talk about the energy sector. We're going to have some top keynote speakers as well. So we'll be covering topics such as leadership development, project delivery, predictability, how do you access the IRA funding. We've got quite a bit of content around AI and cybersecurity this year, as well as backed by popular demand. We have Peter Zion, who's going to be joining us on geopolitical views. And we've also got renowned author from Freakonomics, Stephen Dubner. So we're pretty excited about the agenda. There's quite a bit more content to go, but we'll cover that as we go.
That is exciting. Yeah, I've been to ECC, I don't know, over a decade now. Wouldn't miss it. Love going to the annual PerspECCtive Conference. And also, a few years ago, we started the Extra, which is kind of at the start of the year. So for folks that are unfamiliar with the ECC, and we probably should mention, hey, what is ECC? It's the Engineering and Construction Contracting Association. And let's stay there for a minute, Nicole. I mean, just real quick, you've been a part of the organization for some time. What's the value of really being a part of ECC outside of even the conference?
Sure. Yeah. For me, ECC was fairly new to me. I moved from Canada to Houston only about 3 years ago and had the opportunity to join the board of ECC. And for me, it was really about getting to be part of the industry, having conversations about solutions on how do we enhance project delivery within our space. It's a very collaborative association with the owners, contractors, suppliers, and even academia participating to really talk about where we see the industry going and how do we continue to improve. Huge opportunity for networking within top industry leaders as well. We're a sponsor, and so getting some enhanced benefits through being sponsorships outside of the conference as participating in some of the sponsor-only sessions where you get a more intimate setting to talk and tackle some of the tough issues in the industry.
Allison, I'm going to go to you. You're a member in the Executive Advisory Committee. What kind of went into creating this agenda this year?
Well, it's a perpetual cycle and one that's difficult in that we try to get together as soon as the previous year's conference is concluded. We start the planning process for the succeeding year. And it's about trying to predict where the industry is going to be so that we can bring relevant and current topics to the group, as well as just kind of, the old adage of things that are value added, like the geopolitics is always current and always interesting. And so we really try to make sure we bring in fan favorites as well as the things that are relevant to the industry at the moment.
So, Allison, digging more into the agenda, what do you kind of expect folks to kind of take away? I mean, we got Sully Sullenberger here as well. I think he's going to wrap up the event on the last day. Tell us about what do you think some of the key takeaways? If you have the crystal ball, what are folks going to walk away really valuing?
Yeah, so there's kind of what I call these the soft side as well as the data side. There's going to be a lot of things of the geopolitical realm that are both anecdotal. Peter Zion, if you've ever heard him speak, is always engaging and entertaining and has such a unique perspective on the world. And so there's just some things that I think he's going to bring to business to add to their perspective on how they're navigating people who have businesses globally. You're also going to have the leadership topics. That's something that we feel as a business, we're always challenging and engaging ourselves to be better leaders and to enhance our skill sets. And that's why people like Sully become a keynote speaker and of interest to us. And then you're going to get through all the project execution details that keep plaguing our business, that we keep navigating and trying to find different ways to solve and make those and improve those.
Absolutely. And of course, the sessions as well are a place where a lot of that knowledge transfer can be shared. I guess another question I have is, one of the topics is AI and its influence on industry. It's influencing several different market sectors. Allison, I'll stick with you. What are some of the feedback and the indicators in the engineering and construction community that kind of led to AI being a focus for this year's conference?
Yeah, I think everybody's in a different place on their journey with respect to that. And since it is a topic that is of interest, it was something that ECC felt was important for us to bring to the platform. Again, we're an agnostic platform, so we're not necessarily promoting one idea or concept over another, but we're trying to bring topics forward to promote conversations, right? And the idea is that because ECC is a neutral platform, and to get the construction side, the contractor side, the owner side, the supplier side, and even the academia side, to come together and have these conversations about where these topics are creating opportunity, where they're creating boundaries, where they're creating difficulties. And that's what we're trying to do, is bring forth AI, because that has become such an interesting topic, and people are not really clear on where that has a place, and should it have a place, right? I mean, it's thought-provoking.
Absolutely. Let's get into the first day. What's that going to be like for folks? Hey, you get there. What's going to be stand out there in the first day?
Yeah, so the first day is really kind of centered around our ECC sponsors. We have over 135 sponsors this year. So the sponsors get some additional benefits outside of attending the conference. So we're going to start with the first event is a future leader reception. And this is where our sponsors are able to nominate upcoming talent within their company to participate in the Future Leaders Program. This is a 3-year rotation within ECC, and they really help shape the conference topics, give them ability to enhance their networks and participate in community outreach. So the Future Leaders host their conference on day 1 as well. So they're going to build their own topics, and then from there, we'll in the afternoon move to an ECC sponsors only session. This session is usually comprised of the sponsors bringing together 2 or 3 of their top executive management teams to participate. And we have a more intimate private session where we talk about other additional topics and kind of do more deep dives into specific issues. So, being a sponsor really helps with getting some additional insight outside of the conference itself. And then we obviously kick off with our ECC welcome reception for all the attendees, and we welcome, and then we kick off day 2 for the full conference.
No, fantastic. Thank you for that insight, Nicole. So, Nicole, audience members like to hear about, initiatives, I guess kind of ECC as a whole. What are some other initiatives that the organization is involved with right now? Maybe some other projects that are worth talking about. So.
Yeah, I think if we look at initiatives, I think as Allison kind of spoke to, we're more of an agnostic type of association where we try to bring together collaborative thoughts, put topics together, highlight different ways of doing things. I think some of the initiatives that you'll see on the agenda this year is really looking at what some of the tech and adjacent markets are doing to enhance their productivity improvements and deal with their labor shortages. So we're trying to do a lot to tie, I would say the last couple years, the EAC, the Executive Advisory Committee, we've been more focused on trying to find ways to use adjacent markets to see if we can enhance our project delivery as we see in other markets make progress. So a lot of focus around there. I think we've also had more focus around raising awareness around mental health issues within the construction industry, as well as enhancing new human performance techniques as it relates to safety. So really trying to raise awareness of what's out there, what we can do in order to shape the industry, improve the industry, and really continue to deliver capital projects the best that we can.
Thanks for that. I think it's a great little summary to kind of wrap our interview almost in a bow. And just to make a comment, you're right. Since I've been going to ECC for, like I said, about a decade, I have noticed more inclusion from maybe advanced technology companies and project managers outside of the heavy industrial space. I know that's an excellent point. Allison, I'll let you make a comment too to wrap this up. Is there any other thing you'd like to say about ECC or about the PerspECCtives Conference?
I think it's probably unique in that it offers a very neutral platform for there to be collaboration, and this is where you don't have the constructors and the EPC firms on the opposite table of the owners, right? We remove the contract, and it becomes a collaborative environment, and that's something that we work really hard to promote and create that space for a safe dialogue.
It's a really neat organization and a conference that you kind of have to experience to understand it, is what I would say. So, Nicole and Allison, y'all been amazing. We know you're busy. We thank you so much for joining BIC Magazine, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys, late August.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And for those that are watching and you want to learn more about the ECC, visit ecc-conference.org. Thank you all for being a participant today. Remember, for more videos, news, podcasts, and information on industry, visit bicmagazine.com. And it's what we do together that counts.